Hi everyone, Kristina here. Welcome to another live stream here at my YouTube channel. I'm so glad you're here tonight. Hello to everyone over in the chat. Had a nice little opener. I saw some footage online that I could use for a little countdown. I thought, oh, we could use a little relaxing music, a little bit of a relaxing countdown. So that's what that was for tonight. Relaxing kind of goes into what my plan is for tonight because I'm going to do a little watercoloring. We haven't broken out the watercolors in a bit, so we're gonna break that out and do a really simple, just like stripes on a card. It's going to be really easy and simple tonight. Got two things that I want to share with you before we get into the actual card making. The first one is mail call for June. It is a new month, so that means we're going to have a live mail call very soon. I decided it's going to be a week from Wednesday I wrote it down. Where did I put it? Wednesday the 11th at 2 p.m. So I haven't scheduled it at YouTube yet, so you won't see it for a bit, but I'll get that scheduled in the next few days. But just mark it on your calendars. A week from this Wednesday at 2 p.m., we're going to be opening the mail and seeing what everyone made for the month of May. So, and I think it was congrats cards. I think that was the theme. So I hope you'll come back for that. The second thing I want to tell you guys about is, gosh, you guys might remember that I taught a class for Creative Scrapbooker magazine back right before Christmas. I think it was in October. Well, for the last couple of issues of a Creative Scrapbooker magazine, I've actually contributed a couple articles. So they're really kind of fun. I wanted to show you like I think the summer issue. If it's not out already, it's about to come out. So I only have the spring issue, but I'm going to show you the spring issue because I thought it was really, really good. There's also a promo that they're letting me share with all of you. It's down below in the video description if you want to check it out. But I wanted to show you this because it's really kind of fun. Well, for one thing, here's my article. Ta-da! There's my little face up there. So it's kind of fun. I'm basically doing like 3 cards with, some step out for a couple of them, for each issue. So it's been really fun. It's been different to work on something a little bit, that's not the norm for me, like classes or YouTube or something like that. So that's been kind of fun. So I wanted to show you guys this, especially because I also noticed that they have a lot of step-by-step like ideas and tutorials included in their magazine. Even though the name of it is Creative Scrapbooker and there are a lot of scrapbook pages, they do have some card content as well. So, and I think it's actually kind of a fun resource, just to flip through. And I love the tactileness of a real magazine, so it's kind of fun. So over at creativescrapbooker.ca, they're in Canada. We love our Canadians. If you go to subscribe for 2 years, using my code, you will get 1 free issue and a bonus gift when you sign up. So I just wanted to let you guys know about that. They actually shared that promo with me a while ago, and I have been neglectful and haven't told you all about it. So I wanted to just tell you all that this is out there for you if you want to take advantage of it. And here we go. All right, so like I said, we're going to do some watercoloring today. And I thought about it and I was like, what watercolors do I want to use? You know what? We haven't broken out the Kuretake Zig Gansai. Oh, I can't even talk tonight. Kuretake Zig Gansai Tambi. There we go. This is a really fun watercolor palette because it's a little bit different. It's almost like the right in between watercolors and gouache. If you're not familiar with what gouache is a more opaque. I hate to use watercolors because it's another descriptor, but it's basically a water-based paint, but it is more opaque. So these are a little bit more on the opaque side, but you can also water them down and get more of that translucency that we love with watercolor. So let's get going here. I thought I would just do something really, really simple. Maybe I'll do a couple of cards because I wanted to use this stamp set from, gosh, I know what release this was, March, I think. But I thought these really big greetings, maybe in white on top of some colorful stripes, would be really pretty. So I thought maybe I would do, you know, 3 cards or so. So I'm going to do the embossing after. Actually, maybe I should do it before. Let's do it before, because then as we paint, maybe it'll like gather around the embossing and it might look really neat. I'm going to grab my favorite watercolor paper of many years. And this is the Fabriano Artistico Extra White. Like I said, we're going to do 3 cards, so I might as well get out 3 all right here. I love this paper. We're in the chat. Sika loves this paint set. It's a good one, right? I've had it for years. I come back to it all the time. It's my favorite for faux dip dye. If any of you have been wanting to try the faux dip dye technique, oh my word, this is really, I think I'm going to have to get out a ruler. They do recommend, like when you take these off blocks, that you use a ruler or something, because then you can prevent really bending the paper. Usually it's not this hard to get off the block. I'm not sure what's up with this one. Okay. All right. Hello, hello, everyone joining us. I think more of you have popped in the last few minutes. Okay, let's do our embossing first. Get out my Misty. Question for the chat. For those of you who use a Misty, do you have the door on the right side or the left side? Or the right side or the wrong side? I'm opening it up. This is my hot take. That Misties are supposed to be like this. That's why the numbers are correct on this side. I'm just teasing you guys. I know lots of people. I think Jenna on the top. I'm going to start with The Brighter Days Are Coming. I think this is one of my most favorite greetings that I've done, you know, in the last while. Oh, a lot of people are doing the door on the left. Yeah, I ink with my right hand, right? Well, I mean, I guess if you had it on the left and you were left-handed, that would make sense too. But like, for real, like you think that, I remember at first when I was using my Misty, I would like swap between back and forth. And then I realized that the numbers were, you know, this direction. So that I've done that ever since. Using my anti-static powder tool. And I'm going to stamp this in Versamark, and I'm going to stamp it a couple of times because I want it to be really solid. I don't want it to be, you know, a little too sketchy. All right, making sure that's down on that corner. Walking my fingertips over all of it. I'm thinking I want to do white. Maybe I should have just used white pigment ink. I'll do that for the next ones. Because I think that'll stand out even more on top of the watercolor. Sound is going in and out? I don't know. I don't know. I'm sorry, y'all. I don't know. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and heat emboss this one. Is something loose maybe? I don't know. Let me check. No, it's not that mic. It's not that one. Well, if I have to, I can always just switch to, well, it's not the best option, but I could just switch to the one that's on my computer monitor. I don't know. People are advising to refresh the video and then the sound is better. That makes me think it's probably YouTube. It's probably on YouTube's end if that's what's happening. All right. Unfortunately, I cannot even see where this is at because it's on white watercolor paper. Oh, there we go. You can kind of see it. And I can also see got some powder right up here, and it's really sketchy. It is not. You know what? Maybe I'll switch to hot press watercolor paper. Yeah, that. Do you guys see how it didn't get everything in right there? Fortunately, I've already stamped that. Okay, let's switch to hot press watercolor paper. I think we're going to get a better result with hot press just because it's smoother. Oh, we might only do 2 cards because I only have 2 sheets left. Got only 2. All right, we're going to do 2 cards. I keep whispering. I'm not whispering. I promise. I just don't feel like I need to yell at you. All right, let's try this again. And I did not even clean off my stamp, which was not smart. So because I didn't clean off my stamp, I'm going to do this. Just put a little transparency sheet down and it'll protect the paper while I just get my stamp mounted. There we go. Okay. I do not use the smoother side of watercolor paper when it's cold press because that is not the side of the paper that is meant to be painted on. And I don't like the texture on the other side. I mean, you can do it, but it's personal preference. All right, let's stamp this again. And I'm confident we'll get a better impression this time. All right, stamping twice just for some security, although it really didn't help the last time. Okay. Well, it's even picking up a little bit of I must have used black at some point because it's coming in right there. I'm going to just move this off to the side so I can do my embossing pattern and not remove it from the door of my MISTI just in case I need to restamp. Oh, that's much better. I can already see it. Oh yeah, that's much better. All right. Let's hit this with my heat tool. Did you guys see that? Yeah, it looks much better. Heating up my tool for a little bit, for a minute before I move it over. All right, and keep it kind of moving. Oh yeah, this is embossing much better, just because it's smoother. Okay, that probably made it even harder for y'all to see it, but believe me, it's there. You can sort of see it when I tip it that way. All right, let's do the other sheet of hot press watercolor paper and we'll pick a different grading. And you know what? I should learn from my mistakes and put in this one. Okay. Yes, Andrea, mail call is next Wednesday on the 11th at 2 p.m. Mountain Time. 2 p.m. Mountain Time. What is with YouTube sound today? Wendy, hopefully you can hear me right now. People are saying to refresh the video and it helps the sound. I'm not sure what's up. Okay. Let's try another greeting. I'm thinking the hope today is a good day. I think that'll be a good one. Let's put that right there. And we'll do anti-static powder tool. And then we'll go for this. You know what? It might be that I need a new mic. It's been a few years since I got a new mic, and like tech like this just wears out, you know? Who knows? I like to have a mic that I wear so that if I move around my craft room and I've got to go grab stuff, I can still talk and you guys can hear me. But I also really like that mic that Kathy Zilski has. She just got a new mic not long ago. And it's really nice. Okay. If you guys in the chat will just advise people to refresh, I'd appreciate it. Oh, Pam, that's a really good point. Pam says these are great sentiments for people undergoing cancer treatment or have chronic health issues. It's hard to find those just right things to say on cards. Very true. Well, this is the encouraging word stamp set. I don't think I even mentioned that, but it is the encouraging word stamp set. So that would make sense. All right. We'll just do these two right here. I wasn't going to do a third, but I don't want to have to go dig out more watercolor paper. I do need to, like, mental notes, replenish my watercolor paper. Oh, 990 Lojo, congrats on becoming a new member. That's awesome. All right. Let's keep setting all of this. Okay, hope that was okay. I want to say the D on good is kind of a little weird, but that's okay. We will persevere. Okay, let's put this on a board. I'm going to tape down both of these because we're going to have a lot of color, a lot of paint on each one. So we want to prevent warping as much as possible. Oh, is that one long enough over here? It is long enough. We'll do that one over here. My paper is a little bit warped from doing my heat embossing, so hopefully when I wet the paper and start painting, it will kind of flatten out as it dries. So I think that will help any of the heat embossed warping issues, or the heat embossing induced warping issues. Okay, so there's that one. I'm gonna get another hardboard. If you don't have a hardboard like this, you could use a clipboard. I've even seen people use like heavy books, like anything that will keep your watercolor paper really flat. Okay. Oh, is it Layla? Lela? I'm not sure I say it, Leela. When you go out and come back in, it fixes itself. It has done it lately with Kathy Z and Gina K. Yeah, it sounds like maybe YouTube is having some audio issues with their live streams. That's unfortunate. Oh yeah, cheap clipboards from the dollar store. Perfect. Like these boards, when I bought them years ago, I want to say they were like $2 or $3 a piece. They were pretty inexpensive. Thick plexiglass, that would work too. Glass board, absolutely. Some people might tape their projects down to like their glass mat, like this mat. But that works. But I like to be able to pick up the board and like manipulate how the water is running and like tip it and all sorts of stuff. So having it more something that you can pick up and move around, I think that's ideal. But of course you could definitely like tape it down to any flat work surface. All right, I'm going to put my stamp set away so I can put my watercolor palette over here. The dies that go with this one have really good ones too. Like Hang in There, Thinking of You, Sending Hugs, You Can Count on Me. You've got this, Sending Hug. You know, there's lots of different stuff for this. I'll have to link to this when I'm done here. I'll put it in the video description. Okay, so like I said earlier, we are using the Gansai Tambi watercolors today. Let me get this arranged so I can move this up here. Okay. So these watercolors in particular do not have a palette included with them. So if you're going to be mixing your colors, you're going to want to do that like on a separate palette, like plastic palette, even like a plastic plate, something like that. I'm not going to worry about mixing colors today because I just want to do really colorful stripes. Like nothing too intense. I'm trying to grab I'm going to find, here we go. Here's one. I wanted like a square brush so that I could do stripes a little bit easier. I'm trying to see if I have anyone smaller one. I don't think I do. Do I have two of the same brush? I totally do. Cute. Well, I do have this smaller brush. It's like a really old one. So maybe I'll use that. No, I think I want the thicker stripes. Okay. Oh, I was going to look at the swatches for this though, to pick out some different colors. These are like really great primary colors. So maybe I'll just do like rainbow. Yeah, I think that could be really cute for this first one anyway. Just do like rainbow order. But I'm also thinking these are going to be A2 in size. So let me grab, I'm just going to grab my essential dies just so I can get an idea of how much space I'm working with. Okay, so it's going to start right at the bottom. I think that was good to note. And I'll just pick out, I think I'll start red at the bottom. Ooh, all right, maybe I can have it purple. I'll have it be purple. And I'm not going to be really precious about letting it dry in between the stripes because if it mixes a little bit, I'm totally okay with that. Oh wow, this is a very intense purple. All right, then we're gonna go for a blue. I'm like looking over at my swatches again. I think this one's probably best. And if it decides to mix together, great. If it doesn't, great too. I want a little bit more of an intense blue. And we're getting the bottom of our greeting right there too. All right, let's go to kind of like a aqua teal color. So it's not going to be like perfect rainbow because we're going to have some different colors in it. Okay, then let's go to kind of like a teal shade. These two colors right here, like right here, they're my favorite. They're so good. So the effect that's happening over the heat embossed grading is that we're getting some heat embossed resist, which I think is one of my most favorite things. I think it's just so cool looking. All right, we'll go to this one. The stamp set, excuse me, the stamp set that I use is the Encouraging Words stamp set. It's one of mine, so you can get it over at concordandninth.com. Just Encouraging Words. I've got a little green in there. That's okay. It's still going to be predominantly yellow. All right, and then we'll go to orange. Get a little orange going up here. All right, and then we'll do, I think maybe kind of a red orange, and then we'll get into red and then pink. You know, I would have almost thought that that was red, but it is most definitely an orange shade. Delia, that's amazing. Thank you. That's awesome. Okay, I'm going to go for, I think I'll do this red up in the corner. You can't really see it. Scoot down. It's this red right here. I'm just doing really easy stripes. Let's check with that die. I don't think that's tall enough yet. It is not. I've got quite a ways to go. All right, so let's do this like pinky shade that's next to it. It is technically a red, but I always use it for like kind of like a raspberry pink color. I think it looks great. This is a really good card for Pride Month. I love that. Okay. So we're going for like, it's a little bit more on the pink end. I think, you know what, there is a red violet shade down here, so maybe I'll do that. I want a little more color saturation on that. All right, let's see where we are with the dye. Is that going to be enough? Ooh, just barely. Okay, I love that. Okay, so on this one, we did the stripes and just, you know, if they combined, it was fine. If they didn't, it was fine. But we were also painting directly onto dry paper. So for the next one, let's try maybe wet paper first and see how they blend that way. I think we're gonna get even more of a blend. So here's our other one. I'm gonna let this one dry. Here is our other one. And you know what? I'm thinking it might be helpful for me to get clean water. So I'm gonna take me off screen and I'm gonna go grab some clean water. I'm also thinking like a white frame would be really pretty on this. Also, if I wasn't wearing my microphone, how would you guys hear the water running as I'm getting water? Okay. Oh no. Well, I will not say that device's name, Leanne, so as to not confuse it. Okay. Should we do the same colors? Should we do the same colors, but we'll start with a wet background this time? I think that could be kind of fun. So maybe I'll just spray it. Or we could just pick, yeah, I kind of like keeping it rainbow. Okay. So it's going to be, it's going to very quickly start having colors wicking away. I can even like tip the board a little bit. Oh, I forgot. This blue really needs quite a bit more saturation going. But you can already see how much softer that is, right? In fact, maybe I'll tip the board like this so we can, it'll just be upside down, unfortunately. And because it's going to really spread quite a bit, I'm thinking we might not get as many colors. Yeah, look at that. When I'm trying to get that purple, the purple's coming through. You know what? We didn't do like a green. Oh, I guess we sort of did. Yeah, the stripes are quite a bit larger this time around, but that's okay. It's a really tall greeting. Okay, so then we went to yellow. And I'm going to go a little bit of ways away from that because then when I come up here and mix it, there we go. Get that yellow coming down a little bit more. And then up to the orange. It's kind of a yellowy orange, this one. Okay, I'm going to tip it this way to prevent the green from overtaking the yellow. So I'm going to tip it to the side now. Here's that reddish orange. This might have to be a 5x7 card. All right, and then we'll go to, yeah, what's this red up here? I think I want a little more of that red. And then the pink shade. And I'm just going to let that come all the way up. Okay. So this one was much less precise, and I'm going to tip it this way. Oh, just kidding. We've got this yellow coming in over here. I didn't even get a paper towel ready. That was not smart. All right, I'm just going to use a little bit of the paper towel because I think I can probably sop up some of this color right here so that it stops encroaching on that right there. Just using the corner of it to kind of sop up the color. I've also got quite a bit of the purple down here. And I don't know what's happening up here with the E, but it's a little weird. I'm tempted to try to fix it, but I don't think I will. It's a much more organic one, right? I'm going to hit this with my heat tool just to stop it from spreading. I'm not going to linger over the grading because that's our heat embossing and I don't want it to remelt. Okay. It's almost to the point where I'm ready to just let it, I think I can just let the rest of it air dry. Because I don't want to mess with it too much, but there's still like a wet spot right there. Do you guys see that in the light? Yeah, there you go. I don't want to mess with that too much. This one over here is looking fairly dry. I think it might, if I just hit it, my heat tool a little bit, it'll finish it off. Isn't it funny how these are the same exact colors, but you have a little bit of a different look just by wetting the watercolor paper before? Is that funny? Okay, put my watercolors away. I think even like a little bit of a splatter would look nice on this, but I will refrain. Okay. All right, I think this one, yes, this one's ready to go. The other one is not. So we will get this one cut down. Remove it from the board. This one, on the other hand, is still very wet, so I'm just going to set that aside. We will come back to that. Give it a few more minutes to dry. Okay, I'm going to use my A2 die to cut this out. And I do know that this can be really, really colorful. And it can sometimes transfer the color to the die or even to the plate itself. So I'm going to put a piece of really thin, like computer paper right in front of the watercolor. You want to make sure it's completely dry if you're going to do this. And then I'll take, I can kind of see through the paper, thankfully. So I can get it lined up just right. Sometimes I'll put it on top of the die, but then the watercolor paint still gets transferred to the die itself. And then, well, I guess it's not that big of a deal. You just wash it off with water. Now that I think about it, that's probably a safer way to do it. Okay. We'll do that on top there. Okay. Do you have to leave the lid off of wet paints until they dry? Do they mold? I live in a really dry climate. It's like a desert, so I don't worry about that. I do with my other paints though, so I don't know. Looks like I was nervous for nothing. No color was transferred. Oh, I love that. It turned out so cute. And look how little I'm not using. That's awesome. All right, let's see how the other one is doing. Could I just hit it with my heat tool to speed it up? I probably could. I can see some paint that has collected on the embossing powder, I think. I don't know. I don't want to hit. Or maybe it just wasn't good embossing. It's nearly dry. It's very close. I think it's dry now. I'm like feeling it for any really cold spots. When there's cold spots, that means it's still wet. Down here, it's still wet. Okay. Wait for it to cool off from my heat tool. Okay, I think it's good. So for this one, in order to get the full rainbow, we might be having to do a 5x7 card and just trim it down. So there would be a little bit of a border on it, because this is 5x7 watercolor paper. So to trim off the outer edge, it would make it smaller than 5x7. But let's see how much of the rainbow we can get if we do use the A2 die. Oh, it's not so bad. It does get most of it, but then we lose that up there. I don't mind it though. I think that'll look nice. Just because I'm paranoid, I'm still going to put my piece of paper on top though, just in case. All of you were like, leave it as is, leave it as is. Nope. Chopping it down. It's still got all of the colors. Really just lost a little bit of the red up there. It's not that much. Okay, and just because some of the paint can get on the die, I'm just going to wipe the die down. There's a little bit of color on there. Okay. Trying to think here. Ooh, you know what would be really fun on these? I think the finishing touches stencils are back in stock. I could be wrong. But using this with like a paste or something. Oh yeah, that'd be fun. Okay, let's get these glued to card fronts first. Just have to lean down here and grab a couple card fronts. Okay. They're in my most bottom drawer. So I had to lean down to get them. Okay, and because these are just slightly warped, I'm going to use this ultra sticky 1-inch wide tape from Altenew to adhere these onto my card fronts. It's just super sticky, and I can really get adhesive on every single corner. Yeah, like lunar paste, but I think I'm going to use, I think it's grit paste. What is this over here? I used one that it was, it will stand up a little bit more. It was Tim Holtz. I want to say it was either grit paste or, yeah, I think it was grit paste. But it dries really fast, which I love. I mean, you have to work fast to clean it off your stencil, but yeah, you could put it on a larger card base if you wanted to. I think I want mine all the way edge to edge today, but you could definitely do that. Okay. Just adding this on here. You know, it's kind of a tedious thing to do to add it, but I find that especially with watercolor paper and any paper that may have warped, going through the extra effort of putting this like super strong tape on all of the edges, I think you just get a better card in the end, because it really does stick to the card base and it doesn't pull up. I saw a a thread over at Facebook. I think it was on the, it was either Gina K's group or the Share Handmade Kindness group. And they were talking about how they haven't been able to find a tape runner that really holds up, that their cards fall apart and whatever. And lots of people were saying that's why I use glue, and that's one thing you can do. I really love Tombow Extreme Adhesive, this tape runner. It is unreal. I love it. It is so sticky. And my cards don't fall apart. Like years later, they don't fall apart. With mail call, you can use whatever you'd like. We're going to get stuff from all over the board. I love it. Can't pick it up with my long nails. There we go. Just grab that with my scissors and then use it like tweezers. I love it. There we go. You guys really want a white border. I am resisting doing a white border. I do a white border a lot, and I'm trying to branch out, doing something different. I'm going to do an edge-to-edge card today. Looks like my card base is not perfect. Got a little bit of white up at the top, not a huge deal. And here's my other. Here we go. Do. I just ordered, and I should look this up before I give you guys this tip, from Altenew, their masking paper and double-sided adhesive. You can buy it as a pack, and it's like 50% off, I think. Andrea, will you run over to, she's so good with links. Andrea, will you run over to Altenew and see if that is still the case? It was like something like 50% off or something like that when you buy them together. I don't know if it was like a special Memorial Day deal or like what. Now this card base is the perfect size. Like it's the perfect size. Okay, so I was thinking I could take this and put a little border on there. That'll line up great. There's not as much space on this one to do that because it kind of runs into the greeting. So I'll use this other border. Yeah, I think that'll look great. All right, so I've got to go grab my, it's texture paste, grit paste. What was it? I don't even know. All right, let me go grab it. It was really thick. I remember that. I was like, what is this? It's like super, super thick. Okay. Texture paste, opaque matte. But I did store it with some, what is it? Press and seal. All right, I'm going to, let's see. I don't want these moving while I'm doing the paste. So, ta-da! I think I'm going to grab, where in the world is my sticky mat? Oh, there it is. Okay. All right, so I've got my sticky mat here. I'm going to stick the card fronts down to it while I do the paste. Let's start with this one. Put this one right here. And it looks like I might need to hold it down with a little bit of tape on the inside. All right, and then this one can go over here, and I'll just flip the stencil around when I do each one. All right, so let's start with this one first. So on the stencil, so you guys see that there's a little etched border that marks the outside of an A2 card. And then you have the perfect dashed lines on the inside. This is my finishing touches stencils. I'm just trying to get this lined up the best I can. Oh, it really, you know what? I'll do these one at a time because it really is nice to have it stuck down to the rest of the sticky mat so it doesn't move, you know? So I can just go like this, and then it's really not going to move over on this side. Okay. Texture paste opaque mat. I just open it up just enough, and then I can get out my little, oh my word. See, it was like really stiff, but I kind of liked it because it dried fast and I had a lot of control. I don't like this palette knife though. I had another one over here. Where'd it go? Yeah, this one's a little stiffer. Okay. I don't know if my texture paste is dried up or what, but it's like super, it's as thick as can be. But it does look really cool once it's on your project when it's this thick. So I'm just getting that really smoothed down. Wow, that is so thick. It was not this thick before. I think my texture paste is drying out. It's like modeling paste at this point. Hopefully it still sticks to the project when I peel up the stencil, because that would be the worst thing, is if it, like, you know, you pull up the stencil and it just pulls up all of the paste as well. That would be annoying. Which, if your paste is really, really thick, sometimes it will do that. Okay, get this on here. All right, let's, cover this up while I peel up the side. Hopefully it'll not peel up all of the paste at the same time. Oh, dang it, it's peeling up the paste. Dang it. Well, it left some of it behind. You can see like it peeled up quite a bit of the paste though. That's annoying. Okay, now I have to go look in my stash to see if I have any other white paste, because it would look really cool. All right. I think, yeah, this paste is really hard. Unfortunately, I think I might just have to throw it out. I do not have a video on different pastes. I would love for someone to do a video like that because I would watch it. You know what? I bet Jennifer has. All right. Well, it still put the dash lines on. It's just not as bright and white as I would have hoped. So I'm going to go over to my stash of paste and see if I have another white paste that I could try. I might. I mean, I have lots of different pastes, but unfortunately, if they have been opened, most of them have dried out. That's what's sad. You really have to use your paste before it dries out on you. Oh, wait. White Pearl Hero paste. And it's unopened. So I think our standard hero paste with a white pearl sheen, I think that's going to be the winner. I'm going to go clean this stencil really quick before this other paste can really dry. And I might be able to match it just right on top and redo it. I'm like scrubbing the stencil to make sure I get all of the paste off of it. I want to make sure I get everything out from those little tiny grooves. Okay. I'm just like scrubbing it with a nail brush. Worked great. Now I'm just drying it off the best I can anyway, because we're going to use it. I'm like flipping it over 5 million times trying to dry it. And then at some point, my hand that's wet is just putting more water on it. Okay. I'll have to hit this with my other rag that's over here. Okay, I'm making sure this is really dry. All right. Well, do I try putting it on top of this one? It's not dry yet. I don't know if I want to anyway. Okay. Ta-da! Oh, and I've got that paste that's totally dried on my palette knife. Let's clean that off. I mean, it's not completely dried. It's coming off. Okay. Much better. All right, so we're using the frame that's not as far away. It's a little closer to the edge. Let's do that. Okay. Let me add. Hi, I'm up here again. Okay. Oh. Okay, I think I need to mix it because it's all pearly and stuff. Okay. Oh, that is the grossest sound. It's really pretty though, like the pearl. That's really pretty. But I do feel like I need to mix it because it's, the top had some like little chunky bits. Okay. All right. Let's put this paste on here. I think this paste is going to go on much better. It's already going on much better. And I'm like trying to hold it down to the surface so that get a better result. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and lift this very carefully. In fact, I feel like I should lift it from this side. Oh, pretty. Okay, yeah, that went much better. See what happens when you use a paste that's not dried out? Lovely. All right, I need to do what I should have done with my Tim Holtz paste long before I actually did it, which is put the press and seal on it. But I wonder if the press and seal caused it to not close all the way. That is possibly it too. I'm going to put this back on I know, right? I've got to use all the paste before it dries out. All right, I'm going to clean this stencil really fast. Forgot to turn off my camera, so you're going to stare at my chair. All right. I'm going to very carefully, oh, I guess I need to sit down. I'm going to very carefully remove this, trying to not mess up that paste. Misty, yeah, I had press and seal on the Ranger one, the Tim Holtz one. Ooh, I totally just put that on top. Oops. Didn't mess it up completely, thankfully. And I don't know if it helped or if it made it so that the actual screw top didn't go on tight enough. Tim recommends putting a wide rubber band around the outside of the cap, like a broccoli rubber band. It's working great for him, and it's been working for me since I followed his tip. I'm going to have to get some of those or something. Or someone needs to sell paste in smaller jars. Or even like a blister pack, or like a, I'm trying to think of like, you guys know what I'm talking about? Like, ooh, like if you get like over-the-counter pills from the store, and it's in like those ones that you have to like peel back, and then that has the pill inside the little capsule. Something like that. So it's like all like single use. I know that's not very environmentally, friendly, but like a single use little pouch of paste. Yeah. Oh, Sika says, Kristina, I'm bringing you rubber bands. Please don't buy any. I have been trying to offload some of my 50 pack for 18 months now. Thank you. I will take some off your hands. Okay. This paste, on the other hand, completely dry now. But there we go. Some of you were suggesting, hey, put a heart on that Brighter Days Are Coming. You could add some other stuff to these. That'd be fine. I'm going to keep mine as is, just really simple. But, and you know what I realized? I did the wrong border on this one. I should have done the one that was closer in. Oops. Yes, like a ketchup packet, Donna. That would work well. Or in a tube. See, like the only thing that would be bad about this idea is that you couldn't take what's left over and put it back. You know? That would be the only bad part. But I like the idea of like a squeezy packet, like a single use. Yeah. Andrea, I think what it is it's like a really, really thick rubber band. So it kind of seals up the, like it would be around this edge right here, and it kind of seals it up so the air can't get in. I think that's what it was. You know what? I wonder if I did the press and seal on the outside of the jar. Maybe that would help. I did it on the inside, and I think maybe just prevented it from closing tight enough, because that really, I mean, it dried out a lot. Okay, I'm going to do a quick little spiel for those watching the edited replay, and then I'll stick around for just a minute since these were really quick and short. So here we go. So here are the two cards for tonight. Learned a little bit about painting onto wet watercolor paper versus dry, and also we experimented with pastes, and we discovered how not to store them and how to store them possibly. So if you're watching the edited replay, you might want to go back and look at all of the comments that came through on the full-length replay, because there were lots of people in the chat with great suggestions on how to store your paste and things like that. So anyway, thanks so much for joining me. Just a reminder that mail call will be a week from Wednesday at 2 p.m. Mountain Time in the afternoon, so come back for that. 2 days previous to that, I'll be back here live a week from today at 6 p.m. Mountain Time, and that happens to be the 9th. And there, I do not have a new release with Concord and 9th in June. However, they have a big inventory blowout. A lot of my products that have been released, since September. September was my first release. A lot of my products, not a lot, I would say many of them are going to be on sale. Some as much as 40% off. So you can really get some deep discounts. So I hope you'll come back and see what that is. And so we're going to play with those on Monday. I'm going to show you, if you have questions on any products, I'm going to show them to you. And then my plan over the next, week or a couple weeks after that, while the sale's going, I'm going to be sharing some videos using those products. Just like, when I film, well, I have to back up. When I'm creating my card samples for each release, I film every single moment. So I have video footage for every single card that was made. And a lot of times I don't have time to edit it down, or I haven't in the past. So I'm going to try to make some time, edit those down into some quick videos, and then you can see some of those products in use. So anyway, I'm excited for that. So come back next Monday live. We're going to play with all those products. Let's see what's on sale. And then we have mail call right after. So thanks for joining me, and I will see you all in another video very soon. Thanks for watching. Okay, that was a whole lot of talking. Thanks, Dana. Yes, Leanne, I've experienced that too. Unopened paste jars that you've had for a while dry out, and they're like hard as a rock. I don't even try to open them anymore. I just if I can't even squeeze it a little tiny bit, it's hard as a rock, it's dried out, I just throw them away. I'm not even worth it. Not even worth spending the dime check. Let's see here. What is this? But you would waste less by not putting it back in the jar than throwing half a jar away. I missed the beginning of that comment. Let's see. The sellers would sell more if you couldn't put it back. That is a good point. Let's see here. I'm scrolling through the comments. I put press and seal on mine and made sure it was tight and then put the lid on, and mine hasn't dried up. I've had it for several years. Yeah, it might be because I live in a desert, so it's just I've already got that working against me. That might be part of the problem. Let's see. I just wonder, why does this stuff dry out so quick? Yeah, see, Cheryl's saying that she did exactly what I did. She put the press and seal on the product itself, pressed it down in, and that seemed to help. I did that and it didn't help. Maybe there's a crack in the jar. Yes, you should probably get on with using your Simon Hurley paste. Yes, absolutely. Too funny. Okay, well, did a little crafting tonight. Like I mentioned, that's going to be on the end of the edited replay. The inventory blowout over at Concord and 9th is happening this Monday on the 9th. Instead of a regular release, it'll be the inventory blowout. So lots of my products are going to be going on sale. I have a list of all the products that are going to be on sale. You could even ask me. I want to say all of the holiday stuff from last year. So if there was anything from the holiday release, any of my Christmas stuff that you were considering, yeah, it's going to be on sale. Let me see here. I'm opening up my list here that they sent me so I know. Oh yeah, the bundle from the So Very Merry class on sale. It's gonna be great. So let's see. Those are 30% off starting Monday. Yeah. Maybe store the whole jar in a Ziploc bag. Possible? That might help. I do have some like airtight containers that I wonder if am I going to go to the extreme of using my vacuum sealer? Like put the jar in it and then do the vacuum seal, get all the air out. It's not a bad idea. And I really don't use that enough. I could totally do it. What time does the sale start? The sale starts at 9 a.m. on Monday morning. In fact, the Concord and Ninth website is going to go down midday on Friday so they can prepare for the sale. So, yeah, but Monday morning at 9 a.m. Mountain Time. Oh, Leslie, you just got the essential dyes and the finishing touch essentials. Perfect. Use both tonight. I don't know. It's midnight when yours would be because it doesn't start till 9 a.m. on Monday morning. So that's when the sale will be happening. Wait, what is this one? Sharon says, I had one where I was lazy and had paste on the rim. Normally wipe it and I didn't, and it fused the lid and press and seal shut. Had to get my brother to open, but paste inside was fine. Wow, that's intense. Yeah, vacuum sealer, why not? Let's see here. Oh, Melissa says, I love the Tombow Extreme adhesive, especially since I found a website where the refills are only $3.30 and the regular Tombow is only $3. That's great. I'm going to have to go elsewhere. I've just been ordering from like crafty stores and stuff. Oh, you're in Hong Kong. Yes, it would be a late night for you. You must be like, oh gosh, what would that be like? Is that 13 out? No. Yeah, it'd be like 13 hours ahead. No, 15 hours ahead. It'd be 15. Oh, add some stuff to your cart so you're ready to check out. That is true. I think you can do that. I don't think they do anything that would like delete your cart or anything. So yeah, they would do that. Like, okay, it looks like most all of my Christmas stuff will be on sale, like the Merry Trees, Love and Light dies. Um, yeah, it's ranging from 20 to 40% off. So yeah, the Snow Flurries dies, if you want snowflake dies, that is an excellent one. It's going to be 30% off. Yeah, lots of stencils are going to be on sale as well. The layering dies, the stem and leaf, the gentle berry stem layering dies, on sale next week. Gift bows dies, that's my favorite. I use it all the time. Yeah. The encouraging words, like the stamps that I use tonight, they will be 30% off. The stamps and dies. So actually, it only has the dies in the bundle. It doesn't have the stamp set on that one. So that, I don't know what that's about, but maybe they're low on the stamps or something. Yeah, anyway, lots of products. It's going to be a really good sale. So making sure I get the word out so no one misses out. Yes, Kathleen, companies need to make half pots of paste so we can have a bigger variety but use them all. Yeah, because you don't use a ton of paste all at once. You know what they need to do? You know those paint by number things where it's the little pots of paint and they're all like connected? What about it was something like that? Like they have ones that are like really small, but they have ones that are a little bigger, probably a little bit of a bigger, and then it's just snaps shut. I like this idea. But I also like the idea of like almost like ketchup packet where you just, it's a very small amount. You just squeeze them out. Is it against the rules for me to post a list? I don't think so. I don't think I can share until Monday at 9 though. But I'll put them over my blog. Okay. Let's see here. Yes. Betsy says, love the gentle berries and gift bows. It's a good one. I've used the gift bows on so many different things, like not even holiday related. I had no idea. And when I was designing those last year, that was kind of like a late addition to my release. I was like, I think I'd probably use that a little bit. I use it all the time. It's crazy. Oh, Betsy says, I think the carts do empty. Make a list before Friday when the site goes down. That's not a bad idea. Like maybe even make a list and then maybe copy the link and let's just put it in like your notes or on your phone or something. And then you can just click on it and it'll go right there and then you can add it. That's a good point. Yeah, the carts, looks like people are saying the carts will empty. So yeah, good to know. Are the inks or carts that are going to be on sale? You know, I don't think so. I think it's mostly just stamps, dies, and stencils. I haven't seen the list of what will be included in the C9 sale on their end. I've just seen the one from my line. The visual supply list. Yeah, I haven't updated it yet. I'll have to update it when we're done here. Oh, see, a good idea. You can use the wish list feature. Smart. Laura's asking, how are the boys? I'm assuming you're referring to my fur children, Fred and Kevin. They are lovely. I'm trying to think of anything they've been doing that's kind of funny. I've been brushing out Fred's tail a lot because he is like, his tail's, I'm sorry, he's in that awkward teenage stage where his tail is just looking a little weird. I was texting Sika about it the other day and I was sending her a video and I'm like, what is wrong with my child? Because it's like he has really long fur and then you get to the end of his tail and it's like weird, fuzzy, short, stubby fur. It's weird. Sika, I think he's losing more of the long fur. So I think that's actually what the tail's going to turn into. At least maybe for the summer or something. I don't know. Leslie's asking, doesn't C9 usually release a list of sale items for the sale? I don't know. This is the first time I've been this involved when they do their inventory blowout. I might have to like email them or something and ask. What color is my nail polish? It is the color Fantasy from Dazzle Dry. Okay. Zana saying Monday at 9 a.m. Pacific time. It would be 8 a.m. for Pacific time. It's a 9 a.m. Mountain time is when the sale starts. Teenage time is weird for pets. Yeah. Yeah. All right. Well, I will close up for the night. Thanks so much for joining me. I'm not sure when I'll see you because I am deep into a design deadline. And so I haven't had much time to do crafting. So yeah, just a reminder about that promo for Creative Scrapbooker magazine. There's a link down below in the video description. You can click on over and using the code CSM Kristina, you can get an issue for free and also a bonus gift. So make sure you use that promo code if you want to sign up for a subscription to that magazine. It's a really good magazine. And I will see you all in the next video. Thanks so much for joining me, and I will see you next time.